That's God willing. I'm trying to change the world. Gotta teach the children. I ain't never letting up. I gotta stack a billion. Stay away from the fake like they reptilian. Hill game on the rise. Know we all killing. I got blood in my eyes and I can't see.
Now it's the forest of death, and Naruto goes into the forest of death with his team. And so Sakura, Sasuke, and them run into Orochimaru like normally. And this time Naruto can defeat the snake easier. Like, he doesn't need to use shadow clones. He just has mixed clones and just destroys the snake himself with like a taijutsu move, I'll say. And so then he runs into Orochimaru, kicks him away. And so then this time when Naruto uses the Kyuubi's chakra, he's actually doing stronger against Orochimaru, and he's actually getting an upper hand. But this Orochimaru is of course suppressing himself so that Lord Third doesn't find him, because literally he has to hide his chakra, or like Lord Third's going to know about a huge chakra signature in the Forest of Death. And so Naruto is doing pretty good at, like, he's like at maybe high tuning, no joning right now. And so then Orochimaru steps up to, next level. And so then now Anko and Anbu are getting closer to Orochimaru. But Lord Third still does, like, Lord Third is still trying, like, so Anko and them are nearby, but Lord Third is like, And so now Naruto's fighting harder. Then, Orochimaru sees the Anbu and Anko coming, and so he gives Sasuke his little gift, if you know what I mean, by his neck. Yeah, like Flight's girlfriend's neck. And so, now, now, after that, it basically goes the same until they fight those, people from that water, what's it called? From the AIM, or whatever, and Naruto easily defeats them. And so Sasuke grits his teeth due to the curse mark's influence and is jealous of Naruto. And so, And so once they arrive, Naruto sees that he did a great job. And so, And so then Sasuke gets his curse mark checked out before the match. I'm gonna give him like an extra hour or something. And so they have an extra hour or two to rest. And so they take it to rest. And so now Naruto faces Kiba. Sasuke defeats that one guy easily with like a fireball jutsu and using a Sharingan. And so when Naruto fights Kiba, when Kiba tries to attack him with that fang over fang, he keeps on doing replacement with his shadow clones, and then he's trying to figure out a weakness. And so then Naruto says wind style great breakthrough against Kiba's thing, and it pushes Kiba and knocks him to the thing. And Asuma and Kurna widen their eyes and says, Kakashi, you're teaching your students elemental jutsu? Because they just saw literally Sasuke do a great fireball jutsu and Naruto do a one style gale great breakthrough, thinking that Kakashi's teaching his students basically ninjutsu. And Kakashi says, I didn't teach Naruto that, nor did I teach Sasuke that. And they all widen their eyes. He learned it on his own? And so, And so after that, Naruto moves on, and Gaara looks at Naruto in interest. So I didn't like my last video I made, so I'm gonna make it more interesting since I didn't like it. My other video. And so Gaara will be a girl in this one. Yes. Gaara will be a girl. And she looks at him in interest, thinking he looks kind of cute. And then Shukaku starts screaming, I want his blood. Who wants his blood? It's Karama. And she asks who's Kurama, and Shukaku just ignores her and goes back into his mind. And so, yeah. And so, well, Naruto is just standing there, and he sees Gaara looking at him, gets the creeps, and you know what I'm saying? And so, well, now Sakura gets utterly tied. That was like literally the worst fight I ever saw. Like, if you said one of the worst fights in Naruto, I would put the Sakura and Ino fight there. Like, Tenten versus Tamara's fight goes in a close second because that one was bad too. It was just one sided. But Sakura and Ino's fight was horrible. I don't know why they even gave it 2 episodes. I wouldn't even give it a half of an episode. But they had the audacity to put in flashbacks. What of Sakura getting her forehead baked on? Oh my gosh. Why couldn't she just be like Naruto and put goggles on her forehead? Getting out of the topic, but still, man. But anyways, Kakashi tells Naruto, I have Ebisu, and Naruto says, forget it, Kakashi. I know you're not gonna train me, so just don't forget it. And he walks off, and so Gaara finds Naruto interesting and starts following him. And so Naruto goes to a training ground to train. And so Naruto takes out a book and starts training. And Gaara looks at Naruto in interest, thinking, he trains hard. Because Gaara has never really trained before. Because, her defense and, nobody can even, basically get through it. And so, yeah. And so, Naruto is getting ready to, fight. And, so then he meets Jiraiya, and then Jiraiya tells Gaara to go away. And so then Gaara just shrugs and leaves. Can't wait to see Naruto. And so now Gaara has found an infatuation with Naruto. And it's not no he Hinata stuff. Oh no, it's nothing like that. Gaara openly says she likes him. And it gives people the creeps. And so she told Baki right to her face that I'm not gonna kill Naruto. And nobody will. And Baki says, wait, Gaara, you can't do that. He's a leaf. And Gaara glares at him and says, I don't care what you or my father says. I'm not killing Naruto-kun. And so Baki just shakes his head, knowing that Gaara could just easily kill him whenever she wanted to by summoning Shukaku. And so, yeah. And Tamari and Kankuro thinks, what does she think about this Naruto boy? And so, Naruto gets the Rasengan, this time in the summoning jutsu, and better at taijutsu. And so, yeah. And so after Naruto trains and does that, it's time for the Chunin exams. Yeah. And so when it's Naruto versus Neji's fight, Naruto decides to make 10 shadow clones. They all get into their stances, and so then Naruto runs at Neji, and so Neji has a harder time than original to pick around Naruto's shadow clones, and so Naruto's clones get a hit on Neji. And so then Naruto says, Wind style, Gale Palm to one of his clones, like what Boruto does. And Naruto's zooming to freaking Neji, and Neji does rotation, and he rotates, and Naruto sees, and so Naruto makes 20 clones and 10 of them to scale palm to them, and so then they go all around Neji, and so one of the clones behind Neji's back, behind his head, at the top part of his head, behind his neck. Neji doesn't see it, and so Naruto gets a clone gets a clean deck on Neji, punches Neji across, and Naruto says, and then Naruto losing his self control says, "Oh man, the Byakugan has a blind spot behind the head." And then Naruto claps his hand over his mouth, knowing that he just said like a Hyuga clan secret right now. Like he just said a secret that the Hyuga were trying to keep quiet about. And he just said it in front of over 1,000 people. And Hiruzen just shakes his head saying, that's something Naruto would do. And so the Hyuga clan all gasp, and people are looking at the Hyuga clan elders and people, and like, they're just in shock. And so people think it's actually true. Oh my! And so then, so then everybody's thinking about the Hyuga clan, and then the Hyuga elders, and Kiyoshi says, that kid, he just said a secret from the Hyuga clan out loud. And so they're just getting mad, plotting to kill Naruto or something to make this go away, but they can't. And so, well, now Naruto does the same thing and capitalizing on Neji's weak spot. When Neji's just focusing on that weak spot, Naruto's getting clean hits on Neji, and Neji ultimately loses and gets Naruto's famous Tall no Jutsu. And so, well, now Naruto is happy that he, defeated Neji. And so now people are looking at Naruto in awe, and Gaara has a loving smile on his face. It looks creepy to other people seeing him smile, but she says, "Good job, Naruto-kun," Gaara thinks. And so, well, people are looking at Gaara and Kankura, and Tamari says, what does she see in him? And so then, well, Shikamaru says troublesome to Naruto. And so, when Gaara faces Sasuke, Gaara simply does not care for Sasuke. And so Gaara did hold back against Sasuke. Let's be honest, he wasn't trying. Gaara never really tried until he faced like Naruto. If you really think about it, you know, like Gaara just folded his arms, letting sand come up, and like when you see Shinki, like Gaara's adoptive son, like he actually he puts his hands up and forms iron, unlike Gaara who just lets it fly up as a protective. And so I think Gaara will actually try and defeat Sasuke quick because she doesn't care. She does not care for Sasuke. And so, well, when this happens, so people can see Sasuke getting beat around. Even Sasuke's speed can't really help when Gaara's going like this. And so, when Gaara goes like this, basically only Naruto can stop her. So Sasuke does get his hits with his taijutsu, but when Sasuke slows down, Gaara's getting him, and so in the end, Kakashi had to save Sasuke from getting killed. And so now it's Gaara versus it is Tamari versus I think it will be Tamari versus what's his name of that bug guy, Shino. Yeah, Tamari versus Shino, and Naruto versus I'm at Naruto versus Shino and Tamari versus Gaara. And so Tamari loses to Gaara, not like just quitting. And so then it's Shino versus Naruto, and Naruto knows that he has bugs. And so, well, Naruto decides to use his Winjutsu because Naruto can spam his Winjutsu And so yeah, and so not so right off the bat when Shino starts attacking bugs on Naruto, Naruto says wind style, great breakthrough, and then he does wind style Gale Palm to himself with a clone, and the clone pushes Naruto all the way to Shino, and so then Shino tries to block Naruto's attack. But you already know Naruto, man. It's Naruto. And so Naruto punches him so far back, and so then Shino tries to put a bug on him, but then Naruto does then he does the exploding clone, and so then he basically explodes himself. Then Shino gets knocked back even farther, and so basically that what happens throughout the fight. Naruto just easily taking the bugs away from him, and even like standing on the wall to like just spam great breakthrough, Gale Palm. And like he can just spam it, and so in the end Naruto wins easily. It wasn't really a fight, it was just a longevity who can go farther. And Shino took most of the hits, being a long range fighter, and that doesn't really do anything because when Naruto has his clones, and when the bugs try to eat Naruto's chakra, it just does that. But then when the bugs try to just when they try to suck up his chakra, they accidentally get some of that nine tails dose of his chakra, and they die. In Shippuden when that one girl tried to kiss Naruto, tried to suck up his chakra, but then his the nine tails chakra gets into it, and so it dies. Basically, the bugs die. And so anyway, like the bugs had nothing to do, and like how like Shino's father tried to put his bugs on Naruto with the nine tails cloak. It's basically like that, because like Naruto can also tap to the nine tails chakra, and if let's say Naruto taps into the nine tails chakra, Shino's bugs get fried. I don't know what to do. Like any other way, Shino loses. And so Naruto finale, Gaara versus Naruto. And so Gaara looks at Naruto in awe, seeing how strong he is, and says, "Let's have a good fight, Naruto-kun." And so Naruto and Gaara fight. And Gaara is just passionate about this and is enjoying the fight. Just not in a creepy way, like I want to kill you, but just enjoying the fight, looking at Naruto because she gets like a front row seat at looking at Naruto. And then Sakura yells, "Hey creep, stop staring at him like that." And Gaara just goes off, not knowing that she's about to hurt Naruto. And so Naruto is so then when Gaara goes into her little shell, Naruto slams a Rasengan into it. And so, yeah, when he slams that Rasengan into it, yeah, Gaara just yeah. Gaara got slammed, but it doesn't stab Gaara, so it's like, my blood! That, the Rasengan is spinning, so I guess it'll just give Gaara, I don't know, a spinning to the chest. I really don't know what it would do. And so Gaara just, when the petals start falling down, when Gaara's transforming, I guess. Yeah, Shukaku just influences Gaara. Yeah. And so, Gaara is actually Naruto says, "Why, Gaara? Why? Please, Gaara, fight with us." And so, when he says that, Gaara decides, "Oh yeah, I could just fight with Naruto-kun. We can fight side by side, and nobody will take me and Naruto-kun away. Nobody. Nobody." And so then when Baki and literally sand people try to attack Gaara to make Gaara transform in a different way, Gara says, "Don't try to take me away from Naruto-kun. Stop trying to take me away from Naruto-kun." And so then Gara just goes into like freaking like what she fought against Sasuke with, like her demon state, I'ma call it, and freaking is beating up sand like shinobi, and it's like wrecking them, like literally. So like she's protecting the leaf and fighting, and so Conqueror and Tamara says, "Oh no, I'm dipping," and so they just left. Yeah, they just left. And so they're like, "You guys can handle Gara. We're gonna dip." And so they left. And so they left back to the sand. And so Orochimaru was seething, saying that Nine-Tails brat ruined everything. And so, Lord Third is fighting Orochimaru. But Orochimaru sees everything's not going to fruition and knows that he's not going to win. But he just hopes he can kill the old fool. And so he sees Naruto and Gaara just fighting sand and sound side by side, and Gaara has a fun smile, and Naruto is in his one-tailed state, and Gaara is in her demon state. And so, yeah. And so then there's like snakes coming from outside the village to the village, and so Gaara goes into her Shukaku form, I must say. And so then she goes into that, and so Shukaku just wants to kill everything in sight. And so Shukaku's shooting like wind bullets literally at them, shooting wind bullets at them that's destroying the snakes and Shinobi alike. And so after all that fighting, Naruto has to snap Gaara out, and so then Naruto has to summon Gamba Bunta, and it's basically the same. And he tells Gaara everything, and she likes Naruto-kun even more. And so she woke up in the hospital, and Naruto did too. And so Jiraiya tells Naruto that it depends on Gaara if she wants to go back or stay. It's part of the deal. If she wants to go back to the sand, she can. If she wants to stay in the leaf, she can. And Gaara decides, "I want to stay in the leaf with Naruto-kun." And so Jiraiya says, "Fine by me." And so Gaara goes on the mission with Naruto to find Lady Tsunade. And Danzo is seething at the chance he had, but then Jiraiya took it away. Danzo was trying to have Gaara on his side so that he could also get the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki with Gaara. But Danzo says, "It's fine, at least she chose to stay in the leaf, and so we will have two weapons, the Wind-Tails and the Nine-Tails. And it would be part of the agreement of taking their Jinchuriki, because so now they're about to be like the Cloud. They're literally about to be like the Cloud. So the Cloud has the 2 tails and 8 tails, and the freaking Rock have the 4 tails and 5 tails, and like the Mist has the 3 tails. The Waterfall has the 7 tails. So now the Leaf has the 1 tails and 9 tails. And the Cloud is like the second best. I believe they're like the second best. I believe the Cloud are like the second strongest. Let's be honest. And so, especially after the third grade Shinobi War with Minato just flaying Rajin and just killing like over 1,000 people. I still wonder how he killed everybody in like a flash. Like, that's amazing to me. Like that takes you just slitting a person's neck and then going with the other kunai and stuff. And so, yeah. And so after this, Naruto killed everybody. Well, not killed everybody, but Kisame and Hizuki and Itachi fight the people usually, and so well, Gaara protects Naruto from the slash from Kisame, and so Gaara is like basically protecting them, but then Kisame gets under her defense, but then Naruto slams the Rasengan into Kisame, but his sword blocks it, absorbing it, but then Gaara makes a tentacle uh hit Kisame back. So Gaara's going all out now. Like, she is going all out, knowing that she's not going to give them her Jinchuriki. And so she's going all out to kill Kisame and Itachi. And so then Jiraiya arrives, and then no, but Sasuke like, I shall kill you. Yes, that's what Sasuke be like. Itachi, I shall beat you. And then Itachi says, Sasuke, get your Sharingan hand away from me. And then smacks Sasuke back. And then Sasuke says, I shall kill you, Itachi. Itachi breaks Sasuke's arm. And then he puts Sasuke in the infinite in that Tsukiyomi. And then Jiraiya arrives saying, you're looking into my toad stomach. And so then they makes the toad stomach swallow Kisame and Itachi. And Gaara has a Saiyan also trying to stop Kisame and Itachi. It works even harder. Dare I say, let Samehada get some sand away, but Kisame probably I'm gonna say he breaks an arm, and yeah, Kisame breaks an arm, but his sword heals it, and so they keep on running and running and running, running and running and running and running, until then Amaterasu, and then it blasts through, and so they go back to the Akatsuki hideout, telling them the news that the leaf has the Sand Tails Jinchuriki, and so they're gonna have to change things, but yeah. And so Gaara says, Naruto, I'm glad you're okay. And Naruto says, you too, Gaara. And so Naruto is warming up to the idea of Gaara being friends with him. And Naruto has no problem with Gaara. And he knows her. And Naruto thinks of them as best friends. But Gaara wants more. And so, Naruto, same thing happens with Tsunade, but when Naruto fights her, Naruto is actually, fighting her. And so, after they get into their scuffle, I might say, myself, same thing happens when Orochimaru appears. Gaara actually, Kabuto and, Naruto and Gaara can actually fight Kabuto in this one, and so Kabuto actually gets heavily injured and doesn't get a life-threatening hit on Naruto. And in this time, Naruto can actually summon Gamba Bunta, knowing how to regulate the chakra into big quantities, and summons Gamba Bunta. And Naruto jumps off the toad for Jiraiya. And so Orochimaru sees when Naruto has his guard down and attacks him. But then Gaara sees Orochimaru about to attack and then puts her sand shield up. And Orochimaru says, why are you helping this kid? And Naruto, and she said, because I love Naruto-kun. And you won't separate us. You won't separate us. And so Orochimaru already knows what's about to happen. And so a huge chakra spike happens. And so, Gaara just is going off. She is literally just going off, trying to kill Orochimaru. And Orochimaru says, oh no, I am not fighting a psycho Jinchuriki. And so, he does that dip no jutsu, you know what I'm saying? He dips like a black father and leaves. And so, yeah. And so, when he leaves, Tsunade agrees to become Hokage. And so, when she becomes Hokage, yeah. And so, Sasuke asks for that fight, but Naruto, since he's a bigger person, says no. No. Nobody wants to fight you. And so Sasuke scouts, and so then it's the sound team, and in the next video, it will be Naruto and the retrieval of Sasuke, and maybe the Shippuden. And so, well, see you guys.